Well, hello out there, gamers and watchers of games. We're here for some Jets of Time Cadillac Cup tournament action. We've got I believe this is the third of three matchups between AzureCale and Korenth, our racers here today. And so the winner goes on to the semifinals to take on I'm All In, while Zelfer waits on the winner's side of the bracket for their challenger. I'm joined here by Inane Pyro, my co-commentator, and we have Aku doing the tracking, pushing all the good buttons. Chat saying it's game 2. It has been a while, seemingly forever, since we've seen some Jets action, but I'm excited. And Inane Pyro, what do we got to do today?
Well, we're going to have a no magic unlock needed start, apparently. And traditionally, we have 3 ways to get to the end of the game. 2 through Lavos. Let's see, we have the Gate Key, Dreamstone, Ruby Knife to collect for prehistory access, which will take us through the Ocean Palace eventually. We have Clone, Chrono Trigger, and the Pendant, which means we'll have to do a jailbreak and hopefully free your counterpart Fitz in the jail. That'll take us to
my
Black
ancestor.
Omen. Yes, your mid-ether smuggling ancestor. And our last go mode is Frog and Sword. Get Frog as a character and 2 pieces of Mass Immune, reforge it, eat your way through Magus' castle, and then Ocean Palace to finish.
Wonderful. So yeah, here in the beginning, we're gonna see Magus's castle. We have nicknamed it Batsy's castle because one of our top runners, Lord Batsy, always ended up having to go there. It is our kind of longest of all the go modes, so
she's also a lord, so it's befitting.
Yeah. They've moved in. They're working on redecorating, so that's good to know. So yeah, in the beginning, we're going around because we are doing the hard item set. We have less money, and everything's more expensive, and the tiers of items that we can find are bumped down. So in the beginning, we're going to see some looting, some shopping. We want to pick up our mid-tonics, our ethers, revive shelters, all the essentials before we try to get some levels and go start fighting some bosses.
Yeah, and both runners somehow getting that tricky desert chest without triggering the boss fight, because they would have to reset if they did.
Yeah, it can be scary. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable. I've been practicing that a little bit because it's just nice to get that extra chest there early.
Yeah, if you're going to invest the time early, you want the payoff. The hard item pool is definitely punishing on runners.
Yeah, and one thing we just saw on AzureCale's side in their shopping is that the ethers, they don't do the usual 10 MP healing because we've got the healing item Rando going on, and they're healing 11, which is better than 10. I saw the mid-tonics were at 172, which is definitely less and not a good ending digit.
Yeah, healing item rando is a quote fun way to play. I've seen a lot of pretty bad rolls this tournament.
Have we seen Snail Stop? I don't think I caught it.
Not that I saw.
Chess hand no too. We're about to see the tool check.
Yeah, this is a free key item. All it takes is 2 conversations and is the piece of the sword with no frog in sight.
And we've Chad saying hero medal was at the Snail Stop. I think getting that makes me want to go check the burrow. Wow, frog could be there. I want to go check that.
And ran though to afford it. Which that's how much you started with. They'd already did some shopping, so they're gonna have to sell some of this newly acquired loot. If they want to go hero's medal.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Only starting with the 10,000 gold, and our ethers were, I think it was 240, which they're usually, I think, 100 in the normal item set. So I didn't see any Melchior not selling any plus weapons today. We should highlight in the gear rando we can get pluses, which means it has something additional, and usually better than the base effect. We have minuses, which means it loses one of its properties. You can have the old question mark, which means it has something different. Did I get all of them? And then the other note is the more powerful the item is, the better the additional effect can be.
Right, all the endgame items like Crisis, Wonder Shots, all those effects that make them special can be shuffled around. But only with other of that tier.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to see who's here in the Cathedral on AzureCale's side, while Korenth is doing their grinds, getting their tech points. Magus has a little bit longer to go to get that first starting tech. And so if we plan on using them, we usually have to route in some more tech points at some point if we don't get a character that has like a frog.
Oh, a frog and a sword piece. Might have a Batsy Go mode. Magus Go mode.
Yeah, this could be a trick. I think that I'm gonna sound. This is getting into like the woo-woo logic of it all. Is that sometimes when a seed gives you like a frog, a piece, and a medal early, the other sword piece is like, woe to Prism Shard and Finding Marl, and then the sword piece is behind Trial. So like, this could be really fast. We could end up going to another go mode.
Well,
So we'll
if
see what
Hero
happens.
Metal unlocks vanilla sword piece, then we're kind of set.
And that does present its own, I think, set of challenges for our runner. Is like, theoretically, if they went and did that right away, getting go mode at like 15 minutes into the seed, it becomes more about how am I going to route the levels I want, or at least enough to get through Batsy Castle into the grind spot.
Yeah. You might just end up doing one of the side quests for the experience and loot just to catch up. Or I guess with good rolls on these Magus' abilities, you could probably take on the castle and grind there.
Yeah, and an early go mode usually means we got very low loots as well. And so
Ayla doesn't need a weapon upgrade. They all need some armor. That's inevitable. But Magus hits no matter what because he's mostly magic when you power him up. And Mass Immune Frog with Hero's Metal, where he's pretty set to be a damage dealer.
yeah, very true. This party can definitely work. Frog getting stuck playing piano there. Yeah, we did not see the back of the cathedral. We saw a run in to get that bromide and the power tab. I think with these characters, having Frog already, it would be hard to make the full trip back there.
Agreed.
Let's see what the chef's offering here.
Oh,
A
Ruby knife.
knife.
Wrong part of the Mass Immune.
So we're going to take the reset there. I mean, that's good knowledge. It's good to know.
Yeah, without a gate key, though, I understand just skipping it for now. There's tons of other things you can do. Korenth finishing up getting his bromide. We'll see if he runs back. AzureCale going for the snail stop. Doesn't have enough money?
Heading to the market. They could probably raise the funds. Yeah,
There's enough stuff here.
Yeah.
Needs a little bit more.
Close.
Just sell the glowhound.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, the bridge fight is faster when you come back at a higher level. It can be nice to get some early experience, but there are other ways to do that too.
With Magus, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hecarim play for the tech points.
Yeah, that's
Although I didn't know
fair.
what his first ability was.
We don't have any magic right now, like to deal with that pot though. Would be the one drawback. Hecarim is probably not there because we haven't really talked about it yet. Boss rando, we got that going on too. So the bosses are all shuffled around. Their stats are relative to kind of the spot that they occupy. We have a handy dandy spreadsheet that I've got pulled up to let us know what a boss has at a particular spot. So that's something our runners will factor in terms of where they're going.
That's a great way to do boss rando in a game like this. HP tied to the spot.
It is true that Frog and or Magus will eventually get some AoE magic, but I think Leap Slash was the first tech for Frog, and we haven't seen any other ones get unlocked yet.
Or if they did, it was blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, it is pretty fast when we're holding A through the rewards. We're gonna get our burrow check.
So we'll get the knowledge of the hero here and a key item because he's going in with the hero's medal. But will we see a new is the real question.
That is a very good question.
Good loot down here. And we have a Luca.
Interesting.
Key item being the Chrono trigger.
Frog does have water too. That must be I think that might be tech 2 for them. Korenth taking. These are pretty good experience fights. Ayla went down, so that's not ideal, but
At this point, you just need to level up so you can tackle anything that comes your way.
yeah, there's a solid chunk of experience. I'm sure Chad knows the exact number, but it's definitely like 2,000 to 3,000 overall for like the full clear. Get some money. These things can drop a useful item potentially, even if it's just like a mid ether. Those are great to see. Because we don't have robo, so we can't actually do the full desert check.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you could technically take the boss down, but you won't be able to finish the quest and get the key item.
Yeah, I wonder if Korenth is thinking about going up Den and Doro for their first paid check. Because that spot's a bit nastier than the Hecarim Cave spot. And so with Boss Rando, I don't like to go there first without some good levels under my belt.
Yeah, whereas Hecarim is just a great spot once you have that AoE magic. That's what Azure's doing.
Running from the bottle fight. That answers my question about how to deal with that before Water 2.
He reset out of there?
I think so. See, we're there.
Looked like a Danadoro for a second.
Going back to the castle must be. I think both of our runners have peaked and reset out of bridge, so I'm guessing he's going here for like the experience and tech points.
I mean, the spot is leveled to a good spot for them. I get it. Loot's been so far.
Mm-hmm. And it still is like a go mode item, even if it's not like the one that we're looking for. So it's definitely not a bad idea to take this.
Yeah, with that trigger and the knife, we have a single piece of the two other go modes, and we're two-thirds of the way to Omega's castle.
So we'll get to see a couple of bosses here, one at the end of the bridge. There is the hope that you can beat the boss at the end of the bridge. I know in a couple of our qualifying games there was like a Nisbel there that we didn't have any lightning or real magic at that point. Sometimes there can be like one of the nasty mutants would be too bad to have there, but at the same time, they've taken some levels, so we'll see what happens at the end there.
I believe in the runners.
Oh yeah, definitely. And these are, we're getting down to the last few remaining, and they've definitely shown throughout the tournament that they're really good. The Jets of Time.
Beating up evil space parasites. And I did see Magus does have Dark Mist as a second ability, so that's going to be your AoE clear along with Frog's Water 2. They're pretty well set up to run with this team.
Yeah, Korenth is really in a short amount of time. Just kind of thinking back to when they went into the desert to do that grind, coming into Hecarim Cave. It's a lot of experience, a lot of tech points, fast, that I think will help propel them through their next couple of checks, depending on what we get.
I'm thinking like a pendant or a gate key to open up more of the map, but we do still have Denadoro.
Yeah, one of those two has to definitely have one of our two items that unlock a different time. Quick fit check before we head into this boss on Korenth's side. Oops, it's a mutant.
Oh, that's fun. Giga Mutant. So what, magic only?
Yeah, this one's a tough one to see early. I get them confused a lot. Is Terra Mutant the one that's magic only? And Golem. These are both,
Awful bosses.
yeah. Giga and Terra are the magic ones, so it's Mega. I see Frog did get that water too. They are hero metal boosted. Giga Mutant at the bridge. Let me look at the sheet here.
Be relatively reasonable to get through.
It's got just over 1,000 hit points, top and bottom.
Korenth getting the famous burp. That's the end of the golem fight. We'll see his key item after he goes to the whirlpool.
Yeah, so Korenth has got the sword. They know where the metal is. The metalhead egg. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I definitely want there to be
Pendant. Come on.
gate key.
Ayla's going home.
Yeah, that definitely opens up home for Ayla. It gets us a check in the reptile lair. It also opens up, we can get a rock out of prehistory. It gets us fast access to magic, although we don't really need it yet at this point. And then we can also get to Mount Woe once we unlock the End of Time.
Right, so we'll have, the runners will have to complete, what, Reptite Lair? Or is Antiquity already open once they go to the past?
I believe you have to go to the past, and then yeah, it's after getting to the End of Time. So you have to run back up and jump through the portal.
Oh, right.
And then that's when it
We'll have
opens
a
up.
new factory in the future.
Which is definitely a longer way to unlock the End of Time. It's like Korenth did go buy the hero medal. They got themselves their own egg of time.
And I don't think I saw a single new, so the run is in danger.
Yeah, no news. I don't believe we've seen any cats get pet yet either.
You could say no news is bad news.
They could. I mean, we might have another trip to the forest, so we might have another opportunity to see one.
Missed AzureCale. He didn't. Looks like he did not pet the cat on the way up, but they do. Runners like to do it on the way out of the house, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think we see it a lot more with the hard items. We buy less shelters, so we take advantage of more free heals.
Yeah, you do always have that cake.
Yes.
Fastest heal on the go.
Everyone saves the cake. I guess there's the chicken in here too. We could go eat the chicken. That's pretty out of the way though. To eat the old man's lunch at the fair.
Yeah, at least the runners want to sit through the trial because that part's cut out, where they show that like you stealing this poor man's lunch.
Yeah, we have got one cat pet on AzureCale's side, so they have validated their run. It's official now. Not really, that's just kind of a joke, but then they're heading into Hecarim Cave. So they'll could be getting the gate key on the other side of this with the ruby knife.
That's another go mode we're 2/3 complete on.
So we still have Denadoro, and then we have Reptite, and we have Woe. Those are our available checks for both runners. Korenth still has the bridge, but they know what's there because they've checked it. So
Yeah,
I don't know. And we have some AoE magic. I'm always a big fan of going to Woe very, very early. If fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's full of good loot, which is on hard items and gear rando. That's could be a godsend. On top of all the levels and tech points you need. Take a few boulders if you're not sure.
Let's see, Korenth heading back to prehistory. Heading to Reptite. Reptite's pretty fast. It's a good place to get early levels if we get like a pretty early gate key. I mean, both of these, we're not seeing secret tunnels today, at least not on Korenth's side. They're both going pretty fast right now, though. Yeah, some similar enemies from different eras.
Yeah. Azure probably won't get any speed advantage doing this later because they were both. Korenth was one-shotting all these screens too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good thing to kind of watch out for a little bit, trying to get a sense of. They're both going fast. We can tell that. Who's going a little faster? Those are good kind of cues to keep an eye on. But so far, I don't think we've really seen a ton of separation necessarily between the two runners.
Yeah, they're working off similar intel at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Golem will present AzureCale really any resistance here, as that is a pretty low HP spot. Yeah, I did say mention the secret tunnel. If we wait for the beetles and they dig in the right spot, we get to go through the secret loot tunnels and get some good items.
Yeah, that song is stuck in my head every time you're update layer.
But I think, and I will point out, because I did at the beginning, I was unsure. I did check the tournament bracket, and so AzureCale is up a game in our best of 3 here, and so I think being down a game, I might really push my pace and try to cut out anything that I feel like is like not optimal.
Yeah, like not doing Xenon Bridge until you know you need to. You know, Korenth is just going fast with checks, with new checks, not trying to claim something that might be go mode.
We got a Giga Gaia coming out of the cave.
He looks in trouble here. Something happened to his sprites.
This his tiny face and his big old hands. You know, it took the hands and the face were the first thing to form on Giga Gaia, and then it took them a long time to like grow the rest of their body. So this is just them not being in their proper spot. Checking this place here. We are Reptile Lair. The spot has a total of 5,000 hit points, which should all be in the face because the hands aren't, they regenerate and aren't required.
Yeah, so let's just have the typical percentage of health that they normally do.
And I feel like their Korenth squad is outputting some pretty good damage that they should be through this. No trouble as AzureCale picks up their key. We'll see where they end up heading next.
Gonna go here, maybe eat the cake. Oh, you already did eat that cake. Gaia is not going down too easy. Still pummeling his face.
Dark Mist Lightning 2 was Magus's third tech. So this squad's got pretty good coverage overall in terms of some of the elements that we're looking for to make things easier.
Yeah, I mean, Magus has a little bit of everything. Ayla's got non-elemental magic. And then Frog is Heal Boy.
There we go. Giga Gaia down.
See
Couple
what's
of
up
nice
there.
things there. Ooh, Dark Matter.
Now, if only they could find a gold stud.
Yeah, that 70. Ooh, whoa.
Well, I mean, not technically until he sees Melchior, but yeah.
That is the go mode. And that was at 27 minutes 30-second ish. That's very we were talking about what happens in early go modes. We're gonna see it. Because the gear, we have not seen a whole lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we do not have endgame gear, so you'd be banking on finding stuff as you run.
Very good question from chat. Are we picking up Luca at the burrow?
Do you drop Frog, bring in Luca?
I mean, I'm gonna look at Luca's text first and foremost before I would like hard decide.
Magic's already unlocked, so it's just a quick stop to get it fully unlocked, and I think that spot comes with 3 techs unlocked.
Yeah, it should be 3 techs and then like party average level. We've already unlocked Dark Matter, Dark Mist. Haven't seen Black Hole off of Magus yet. Start from level 15. That might be like right at our party level right now.
Looking at Specchio's shape for both runners, like yeah, should be about somewhere in the teens.
I mean, I think if Luca has like Fire 2 already unlocked, or Flare, obviously. Yeah.
Cabin had a gate key.
Yeah, seeing some more shopping. Money is like the money levels are very low with having such an early go mode.
Old gear would sell for more. Is Azure gonna do woe?
This is indicating yes, they are.
I respect it.
Okay, so
Oh,
if
he doesn't
Woe
want-
has the Dream Stone,
Wait, did you?
then things get real interesting.
I thought
That's
you
what
were
I'm rooting for too.
That would pretty much even it up because they'd both be in go mode.
And no one's gone up Denadoro either. Luca acquired. Luca has flair. Luca, welcome to the party? Question mark.
I don't see why not.
I think there was a little bit of new hunting there, trying to get a new spawn on Korenth's side.
Cat yet, so he needs some sort of validation.
Yeah, I think Luca having flare in the starting text would make it hard for me not to drop somebody out of my party.
Who do you drop in this situation?
Yeah, I think it is Magus. We already have the hero medal, and Frog double text well with both Luca and Ayla.
Yeah, I get it. I'd probably. I'm no pro, but I probably would have taken out Ayla. Nah, Frog. Let's have Magic Heavy, and then Ayla for any physical attack needs.
Yeah, I think there's not a clear cut above party choice decision there.
Oh, it's definitely down to the runner's preference and who they work well with. And the good runners will be, know how to use any team. But you get to see their preferences.
For sure. And yeah, I would kind of agree with Aku in chat that hoping for an early-ish Fire 2. I mean, we are going to do some grinding still, and Luca's really not that behind in terms of techs, I imagine, relative to Frog. I don't think we've seen heal out of Frog yet. Having that AoE heal is nice.
Yeah, but if you're keeping Frog, then you'll get heal as you grind through Magus Castle. Hopefully.
Yeah, it would be hard to drop. It'd be hard to drop Frog. I do respect the power of Magus. And Ayla is just very good. It would depend on the go mode too. With going through Ocean Palace, there's a lot less fighting or running from mobs of enemies. Black Omen, a lot of that stuff absorbs shadow, and that's why I would definitely end up dropping Magus. Not going yet though. Korenth heading to the fair. Maybe looking at some weps, probably, or some shelters.
Or we're just trying to get some money scrounged together.
Sell all the Magus's stuff that we can't use because we dropped them.
Yeah,
that's a great play.
Stocking up on your shelters and revives. Good call. So might see Korenth he's going straight to Magus Castle. That's right. He just did Magic Rock. And he pet the cat. Stop in real quick. The run is validated.
Yeah, both racers validated. And AzureCale making the woe trip. This will take a while. It depends on how much looting and fighting they decide to do. There are a lot of the fights that we can skip and choose to run from. Versus like taking this fight to go over and get those treasures. Probably worth it.
Oh yeah, this is Magus and Ayla need more tech points to make up for the no magic unlock requirement. So you might as well do that, get some good gear, and if you don't like it, you can sell it, because we're still gonna need money.
Yeah, and those M's are annoying because they take 2 hits, but wow, they give a pile of experience, and they're dropping hyper ethers and lapis M's. That's another part of the rando as they heal magic. Oh, a Nova armor ? So
It'll have a fun new effect in place of whatever it normally has.
gonna be some high quality. We're gonna see some good stuff up here, some shinies that we get excited about. And the question is always like, if AzureCale can find a go mode relatively soon, will they be able to catch up with like a power advantage? Because it happens. We've seen that a few times. But if it takes too long, one gets too far behind and can't close the gap. So very excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for that Dreamstone you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm trying to manifest it. I'm thinking Dreamstone very hard. I don't think I saw if like we spent our tab, if either runner has like invested tabs on their characters yet. I would imagine going up, whoa, somebody's gotten a couple of speed tabs.
Yeah, when I peeked the last menu on someone, they did a quick organize. I didn't even see any tabs left. So they must use the bulk of what's recently.
Yeah, Korenth just used them. I've been as a racer trying to wait longer if I can to use them. But I think the thing we'll see, I'm noticing on Korenth's side, with such an early go mode and like not a lot of checks done, is that I think we'll see some fights that we would normally avoid and just run through. Just trying to route those final levels we're looking for along the long trip through Magus Castle.
Yeah, AzureCale has his Magus named Batsy. I didn't spy any other fun names on either runner's side. That's one of the new features with this beta build is the ability to name your characters before the run starts. Set all your options. It's a nice quality of life. Definitely check out the Discord if you're interested in running this game. It's fun.
Yeah, a lot of good resources there, and we've got a YouTube series that features, some of our best runners explaining the different flag sets, and I know when it was running, we got to play along afterwards and see how we did. Also seeing everyone remember to wipe their feet in Magus Castle, otherwise you go in the pit. That's what that pit is really for. It's for people that aren't wiping their feet on the map. We do get an angry
yeah,
new.
but there's actually a guardian disguised as a new. Yeah, the guardian spray kind of breaks the locations it can show up, so this is the workaround, and I love it every time.
Yeah, you know, Nude does a lot in this game. A lot of heavy lifting. Sometimes he's got to be a boss. And if you see the pink one, you should run. Let's see. This spot, we're at the slash spot. Where you go?
Yeah, this is
4,000 hit point spot. Guardian's probably not super scary to see here with this party. Doesn't seem like Ayla has unlocked any real good techs yet. Seeing a lot of Rolo kicking still.
Yeah, and her fist today rolled magic +2, I think I saw on the menu.
Ooh. That'll help out a fire whirl if we get, you know, the 2 pieces we don't have yet.
Yeah. AzureCale going into the boss fight of Woe. Let's see what we have here.
Yeah, I think that was a very, very fast, efficient Whoa. They got a lot of stuff. There's a Zombor? Yeah, Zombor.
Alright, at least it's not a Retinite.
Started off with some dark matter. Focusing it up on the top. A rock throw. Love to see it.
Fun animation.
Sometimes you just gotta toss the bones in there. Let's see, we are at... This spot is gonna have 7,000 split 2 ways. To 3,500 top and bottom. And then I think the head will be down after this toss, or maybe one more hit.
Be close.
Yep, there we go.
What is the bottom week 2?
The bottom is on the spot. I want to say fire is one thing we can use.
I think we're fresh out of fire.
Light and fire. As we, of course, AzureCale will show us the answer.
Chat was pretty quick with it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some of our community members, so knowledgeable. Learned a lot from just watching their runs and also reading the wiki, which is, you know, community contributed. We got a Nizbil 1 at the flea spot.
And Korenth has no lightning. Should be able to wail on him pretty well, though.
Yeah, 3,800 hit points. Not a ton. The super huge magic bombs. I think with the power of science and water, they'll be able to get through. Right. Dreamstone. We want it. We're calling for it. The people are asking for it. Oh, man.
It's not looking as good for AzureCale.
See where they head now. We know where the one is. Following the pop.
Believe in the soda.
Ice goes pretty fast. They got the levels. All the fights are skippable. And there's a rock down there too. I don't think I caught what the power tabs were. We got a couple of those down there. So I would think, I mean, if I was them, and I'm not, I probably would be trying to clean up like some fast checks. before. But Reptide's pretty fast too. There's really like this can be a tough situation where there's like a lot of options, and at the time none of them are wrong, but then like after the fact it feels like they're always wrong. You know, in hindsight, it's like, oh, now that I'm spoiled with what was where, I made the wrong call. But in the moment, it's a lot harder to even know. And sometimes we're guessing with like hunches, right? Going back though,
the logic is.
So setting up the pop, but heading here first, that makes sense.
It's a smart play. And he's gonna have to do a little secret tunnel farming. Everyone sing along at home.
Yeah, let's see how many checks we get. 3, 4. We didn't get the quick dig. Nope. Don't have time. Gotta go fast. Yeah, chat saying we had +2 power tabs, +2 magic tabs, +1 speed tab, so. Okay. Okay tabs.
It's like the worst possible roll they could have in this setting.
That's true. I guess I just from playing so much vanilla, I still appreciate that it's more than +1 always. Maybe one day I'll be like +2. That's disappointing. Korenth just evading those very hard to evade traps. This is what happens when you leave Ozzy in charge of your security. Batsy, you might want to consider replacing him in terms of his role in the castle upkeep and maintenance, because I don't think he does a very good job.
He'd be a great comic relief butler.
Like a jester, yeah. He comes. I feel like Ozzy is like comes with the castle. It's as like a feature of it, and it cannot be like evicted.
Basically, a malicious amenity.
Ooh.
Well,
Falling
maybe
down
he
in the
wanted this
pit.
skeleton fight.
That's true.
There is a smattering of loot down here. I think like power tab or something, or magic tab.
And hard
maybe.
items, and yeah, keeping in mind that like I forgot Korenth did not go to WoW. They're still looking for some stuff probably, so definitely makes sense to pop down here. It's not a bad chunk of tech points and experience either.
Yeah, and getting a rainbow helm for his trouble.
Oh yeah, tab invest -, and then the magic tab.
Guessing wrong on the save creature. AzureCale's going to get his go mode here when he finishes Giga Gaia. Does he take that, or does he look for something else?
That is a great question. It's always hard as a runner to know where I'm at. Am I ahead? Am I behind? I think if I look at the facts of the seed of like, well, we found the gate key pretty early. Very nice work by Korenth, tricking that bird into space.
Very finicky sprite manipulation.
Yeah, like knowing that like we've had gate key for a while, and it's not, you know, it's perfectly probable that a runner kind of just goes into Reptide right after getting that gate key, that I might feel like I'm behind and I don't have time to go try to find the Dreamstone. Although I did unlock the Tome of Pop, so I could just like pop in the claw and like, hope. I would just be unsure if like that's what, like a 5 or 6 minute check is doing Tyranno Lair for the Go mode more than 5 or 6 minutes shorter than Magus Castle? I can't answer that question. I'm just putting it out in the world.
Yeah, and that comes down to how much the runner doesn't mind Magus Castle. They're gonna forge the sword. I don't know if Azure even goes to get Luca. Strange as it may be.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to 20 something now.
Yeah, and Azure's seen more of those characters later techs. Haven't done the woe run. And again, feeling behind, they know Luca's there. I think they might be like, if I don't need them, then I'm out, and I just gotta go.
Yeah. Gonna get this free item from Tabin, though.
Ooh, a Siren Minus for the Marl that we never is lost in time. Could be in the back of the cathedral, could be on Tyranno, could be in the future. I'm gonna write down this timestamp here. So Korenth is hitting their Aussie fight right at the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, it's good to take little time check marks now that we're in part like both side go mode.
Korenth Port just sorted about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, AzureCale definitely has a power edge, and it looks like they did go get that Luca.
Yeah, but isn't putting her in the party?
I know for going to unlock some magic, I like to think about it sometimes. If I have a chance to like buy myself time by traveling to where I want to go while I'm still thinking about who I'm going to keep in the party, that's good stuff. I see Mian pointing out in the double dig secret tunnel. So I'm going to say that's the super secret tunnel. There's a haste helm that had +9 magic defense.
Oh man,
which is a good 4 goods item.
quad good, you say? Korenth's just dumping magic tabs on Luca. Getting ready for this Magus fight, so we'll see who's down here at the bottom of the castle.
Alright, Magus fight. 52-40. Oh, we'll get to see who it is too. Oh, it was Robo all along. So Robo seems to be conducting a secret ritual in someone else's home. That's kind of awkward. Yes, AzureCale is basically going in. So they have a whole dungeon between them essentially right now.
Yeah, AzureCale with the better gear.
So there's still this fight to get through. Ocean Palace.
Oh yeah.
A couple more bosses. And then our neighborhood friendly Lavos, who never ever misbehaves. Ever. see. So what do you how do you approach this Magus fight? What's your plan here, and kind of with this party, putting ourselves in the Korenth shoes?
Well, I don't know how many black vests you had, but no time to equip them without resetting. Probably just hit him as hard as I can and heal up in between. Like, those dark matters are hitting like a truck.
Yeah, and Robo does seem to keep cycling back into Shadow, which is very, very nice. That's one of our hardest hitting things. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I think Korenth is doing a pretty soundly
Isn't it on the
handle.
10,000 HP spot?
Yeah, we gotta switch to fire now too. There's definitely favorable switches.
Oh yeah, like now we can hit him with flare.
This is definitely a spot where there's a range of hit points, and so this is a spot where they can roll like high or low. We've seen. Oh yeah, we're going into phase 2 here. Now we gotta hit Robo with everything as hard as we can before they do Luminaire.
I thought it'd be shadow damage.
I could see that it would be, but I think because Robo's like ultimate magic spell is shock, that's why it's Luminaire. And Chad is also saying that it's lightning.
Ayla's the scary one then, non-elemental magic damage.
Yeah, I don't love the hexagon miss. That one just is scary to see.
So you hope to run across a couple blue vests along the way.
It's a pretty big chunk of damage, but thanks to that hero medal and a shield, everyone's still up.
All the checks you do, it's silly not to use your shields in fights like these.
Yeah, especially when we have these fights where there's like a period of time that we can't really do like maximum damage. It's nice to, and a good use of time to like throw out some of those defensive things to make sure we can survive later on.
Yep, and Korenth does pull through, going to mess up the Lavos ritual.
It was Magus all along in a Robo costume.
Like some sort of Scooby-Doo villain.
Mm-hmm. As we see Azure getting through that Guardian fight.
Yeah, this should go faster for him. We got the time marked down.
Getting one last nap.
Wonder if he'll pet the cat again.
It can never hurt. I mean, it does just come over to you. And it's like, hey, I need pets. Yeah, I did see a question. If you love Jets of Time and you also love charity marathons, there is one coming up in what is today? It's like 10 days away, I think.
What is the FFR marathon?
This is the Final Fantasy Randomizer Marathon for winter 2022. I know Ku is running a mode, and we also have someone else running. I think it's Saint Von is running jets in the like overnight relay race, where I think we'll be running like back to back, like all the different Final Fantasy randomizers or anything that could be loosely categorized as that era of JRPG randomized.
All right, that should be pretty interesting to watch. Looks like the details have been dropped in chat. Yep, thank you, Mian.
All right, so we do have a new at the new shop.
We'd be here. Last chance to get your hands on an amulet. Although the runners do have a free one on Magus.
Got mid ethers. Buying all the mid ethers.
And in all his cash. Final grocery shop of the run.
Last shop, get that tab, get those heals.
Now, how early Go mode was technically available, I think both our runners probably feel that the pressure. Like, my opponent definitely played this better than me kind of pressure.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like in all the interviews I've done, I've rarely had anyone that was like, yeah, I felt ahead. You know, I was just cruising. I knew I was like winning. And so I think we see a trend with a lot of the best runners. It's probably just better to always race like you're behind.
Part of the fun of these blind races, you know, the runners are just in their bubbles, like, don't know anything until they see that done come up.
Yeah, that's very true. I know that I will generally, as I get into the final boss fight, that's usually the first place that I have a peek at the race room, to get a sense of like, okay, like, is it over or am I still in it? But especially, I mean, we had a couple of our races in the earlier rounds that went more on like the 2-hour mark, and there was a lot of like wandering around to get the go mode, and I think those are the most like nerve-wracking as a racer, you know, of always just having that nagging thought of like, there's no way my opponent also has wandered all over time and space to finally find the last piece, you know, behind the like trial sunstone reward or something.
Yeah, but those are sometimes the best races.
We got a flea at the golem spot, especially in a one-on-one race where like and we've already raced, you know, when we get into the best of 3, there's a lot of thinking that happens while we're racing in terms of like, what do I know about my opponent? You know, are there certain types of checks, the stare, that I know that they like to go to or don't like to go to? You know, based on what I know, was there a faster way, you know, that someone could have gone? Yeah. Ooh, okay, we got a re-raise. A green dream?
No, that was just a revive? No, maybe not. I didn't see
just
it
going right back at it. A thing I did learn with Flea is if you have a party member down, they won't stare. So I think they managed that pretty well. It was scary to watch.
Yeah, luckily that last flare was enough to put him over.
Yeah, I think Green Dream can be like underrated for getting past like a tough boss spot. So 104, they're heading into the Ocean Palace. What's in store for us at Ocean Palace in Ain Pyro?
Oh, probably Son of Sun fight for sure. Maybe a Golem boss for fun. Target practice.
Twin Golem boss. I would love to, yeah, love to see that. I'm gonna not say what I would not want to see. We're just gonna keep that.
Yeah, you'll make it happen.
I don't want to speak it into existence.
What? Double Dalton pluses.
I want to be on the record. I didn't say it. I will say what I am rooting for. We've seen a lot of this. I want to see double Rust Tyrannos.
That's double talking heads.
Just because we've seen it a lot, and might as well get some more of it.
Good content right there.
Yeah.
Fancy saying this is Rusty's house.
There's been a lot of house swapping, shuffling going on. Various. Obviously, the bosses are all in different places now.
I think they just moved to a timeshare system.
Because they're just tired of always being like, look, it's cool to have a lair, but like, what if you could have
a palace?
1/32 of many layers, right? Like, doesn't that sound great? Now let me buy you a couple of drinks over lunch and then have you sign a couple of things, and bam, that's how Boss Rando was born.
Convention. Korenth is at the grind spot, so we'll see how long he stays here or if he just powers through. But I see him taking this fight at least a couple times.
25, 27. That's where they're on that like edge of like, I could be fine.
Yeah, you could decide to go here and probably be fine. Like, you're already satisfied with the text you have. Got Dino Tail for the elevator. Yeah. They're set up. I still see him taking it like at least a half dozen here.
Yeah, I think it can really depend if like, are they looking to like unlock a particular tech? Are they more looking to hit like a certain level? Luca that does have a kind of low HP that always makes me nervous. And I guess Green Dream could take care of that though. In the final battle.
The time here real quick. This was the moment we marked earlier on Korenth's side. So it seems like AzureCale is about 16 minutes, 17 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Looking at this one, getting to this point. So not too crazy to get through. He has faster fights.
Yeah, I think, there's some time gains we've seen, like a fast shot. If AzureCale is like, you know what, like, I'm just going to smash like as many restoratives as I can find, and then I'm done. There's seconds to be shaved off here and there, and Lavos trouble can cost a lot of time, always. So this is definitely still within that margin of, it could go either way, but I think Korenth through finding that go mode sooner and very efficient kind of routing of experience along the way. It's got a real nice time going right now.
Yeah, although he has been grinding here for a good while, so I wonder if he's looking for a certain tech. or just to get a baseline, maybe once level 28 all around. But I don't think we'll see AzureCale grind as much when he gets through to here.
Yeah, I agree. We might see them take zero grinds.
Well, the obligatory one.
Well, yeah. Gotta fight the first. Because with this party, we should see pretty fast elevator fight. Having access to both the dinosaur tail and the frog squash, potentially.
And Korenth missing that skip on the stairs, so he just has to fight through here. But yeah, I think Dino Tail will probably see, or maybe we'll set up both of them for low HP, so it doesn't matter who gets their ATB first.
I feel like it's gonna be tough for AzureCale to do the Magus fight, Magus Robo, Rogus, Magbo. I'm just reading what chat's calling it. That just because we saw such good like element rotation, but when in doubt, you can always just do hard physical damage and try to get to the element that we want.
That toss wasn't the same as Korenth's Magus hitting Dark Matter, but we'll still be able to grind through the fight pretty well. And then once the barrier phase ends, they'll be able to race through.
Yeah, we must be going hard for that fire too here. Yeah, I can't really say I would blame Korenth, where like given the path that they took and they never went through any of the like high tier loot areas. One way to make up for not finding great gear is extra levels plus optimal techs unlocked. And I don't know if Korenth would be feeling behind. I would never feel like I had time to waste in a race, but if we get that blaze kick going on, as Batsy's pointing out, that frees up Frog to really be kind of our dedicated healer. Because I don't think we ever found like the best weapon for Frog.
No, I think they probably put the Mass Mune on for this fight, I'd hope. Nothing too crazy. I saw an Alloy Blade Plus earlier on someone's side.
Yeah, we are seeing some bad RNG in the on AzureCale side. Just a lot of cycling into Shadow. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Some full Ethers or full tonics. Sometimes the end dungeons can be generous with those restorative items. But then I feel like every time I come into here hoping that's going to happen, and then that doesn't happen. And I run out of like ethers at the final boss.
It's always when you don't need them.
It's the same with revives. You don't need them until you need 8 of them. And that's when you have 5. And by you I mean me. And by me I mean look in my menu at like Lavos 3 and go, uh-oh. Well, I guess they're down forever.
Yeah, that's when that reset button looks kind of nice. We got Korenth starting the elevator.
Yeah, if I was AzureCale, I would definitely be. This would be a frustrating Magus fight. We're seeing a lot of element cycles that we can't do big damage on.
That is a big downside to this team composition, whereas Korenth didn't have that issue. Although he dropped, I forgot to mention, Korenth, he did drop Magus after that fight. Went back to Luca Ayla Frog for the end game.
Yeah, that's great to point out, and I make a note to kind of ask him, because I imagine it's like having so much more coverage to hit the different elements, and like dark matter hitting so hard. That was probably like the reasoning. Behind Tailspin would be an interesting choice. When I was learning this early on, I was sleeping on Tailspin. I didn't respect the power of it, particularly when
It is probably the strongest spell in the game.
when it's boosted by a +2 magic fist and like
All your magic
throw some
tabs.
tabs in there. All right, seeing the Luminar. Everyone's still up.
And the Azure's Frog will do some healing. Oh, nope, he's through.
Nice.
Yeah, it was Rogus who dropped the Alloy Blade Plus I saw earlier. So not great gear for the Green Man.
So these, we saw I'm still working on this one right here, but we can, actually, if you have Dino Tail, is it faster to try to skip the Scouters, or is it faster to just run into them and...
I think Korenth is still trying to lock in Fire 2.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I mean, I
Ding,
think he went for
ding.
the skip, and then since he didn't get it, was like, I might as well just try to get Fire 2 while I'm here.
Showing off the good adaptability that randomizers kind of force over time when I play them. There's always what I want to do, and then there's what the seed wants me to do. I've been trying to get better at listening to the seed and not just trying to always, force a party comp or things like that.
You gotta work with what it gives you. Doing a bit of shopping before pressing on.
Yeah, because I think our next timestamp was actually like landing in Ocean Palace. And that'll be the next time we get like a check-in.
Yeah. Also have one for when Korenth was at Dalton, but that's right before the Ocean Palace check.
And I'll take one here for Korenth at the double spot. Doubles at 117. Double Nisbel 2s. The Muscle Bros. This is like adjacent to what we asked for. We wanted double Rusties. And we got double Nisbel 2s. I'm going to say that's like French vanilla what we asked for.
Yeah. Gonna pound him with magic.
We're getting a little insight from the spoiler logs here now that we're in go modes. The Dreamstone we wanted was in Desert. The Robo, to get that, was at the back of the Cathedral.
Wow. So if one of them had decided to do Cathedral, get the robot, like, I might as well do Desert. Boom, boom, boom. You got Hecarim for Gate Key, Ruby Knife on Xenon, and you're in go mode. Faster one, at least.
Final
Shadowrun
shopping.
won't do back to Cathedral because they think they can get the time somewhere else.
Yeah, I have. That's something I did notice, like, from even watching, like, older, like, runs of this to, like, recently, that the skipping the cathedral has kind of established as more of the, like, norm, but it's not always the case, and I have found myself always peeking the burrow to help me decide better whether I want to go to the back, but it would have been hard, I think, to make that call here, because it could have also been like Chrono at the back, and that doesn't really get us anywhere in terms of a different go mode. So I don't know. It's really what my conclusion is. It could be hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy enough to get through Cathedral even with boss swap, but all you get is a character. Now, we didn't start with any progression characters, like we have Robo, Morrow lock checks, Frog locks a go mode. So, I hope one of them might have thought, like, oh, I'll do Cathedral with that fourth character, but we didn't see it. We didn't see Dactyl Nest either, so that's a character sitting up there we'll never know.
$120.30 heading into the Lavos fights by Korenth. And
Or have
Azure's
any
about
amulets equipped?
equipped. That is the question. They possess one.
Yeah, okay, no, Frog has Hero's Medals. That's why he's glowing green.
I probably would have put it on Ayla if she has, which she probably does, the like healing restore status tech. Yeah, Kiss. Because if I only have one, I usually try to have it on my person. I guess heals can always get rid of it too, so never mind. But I generally will try to put it on my like
We'll see.
person I really don't want it to go down.
Obstacle is just sleep. And
Sleep.
Amulet was on Ayla. Or just missed her. I don't know.
It does look like got through.
And
Please. So we still got about like a 15, 16 minute gap here. Yeah.
I think that gap did shrink by maybe a minute or two.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was, there's definitely seconds getting shaved off and some faster fights. I mean, even like I feel like AzureCale had a pretty big time loss in that Magus fight, relatively. But still, even with that, was able to make up a couple of minutes. Ooh, another more naps on Korenth's side.
Taking the Union breaks.
Yeah, I have not been like damage counting in the Lavos 1 fight.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario is just let Lavos kill you, and then you crash into him.
Yeah, I always do like to see the crashing into scene. It's pretty cool. What we do, what I've hated is when I have to see it multiple times as a runner because I keep dying to Lavos after I crash into him. But Koren's able to get through.
We're not going to see the crash scene tonight. An eerie green dreamscape as we head into the lair, or I don't know. I guess it's inside the body of Lavos.
Yeah, we've we've gotten through the spiky outer shell, and now have to go confront the. Lavos 2 is like still
An anime villain.
like a mech suit, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, I guess
True,
being
the
controlled by
true
VR. Yeah. Which, the true form itself is just a tiny little thing, so.
Right. It's the brain bit. That's what I call it.
The brain, I like it.
But yeah, these next two forms of Lavos are definitely the scarier two. If we don't get these arms down fast and they decide to like banana laser boomerang the wrong person, things can go south real fast.
We have plenty of full tonics, but that might, that's not a full team heal. I don't know if I saw any magic tabs can make their way onto Frog, so I don't know how well he's healing.
Okay.
Oh.
Because Korenth has pretty good levels. Like throughout the seed, they've done a good job of like staying at or kind of even getting ahead the curve, like the level curve.
Being right on that edge to maximize time versus grind.
Yeah, they have stayed on the right side of that edge, I feel like, throughout their run. And Boomerang 1 spreads them out, survives. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, there's definitely some space-time business going on at the inside of Lavos' shell. It's bigger than it is from the outside. Gravity, compression, blah, blah, blah. Insert science term.
Well, that's all just sort of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, right?
Yeah, when you compress time, you distort space, obviously, and string theory also. Okay, more sleepiness. Got those arms down on Korenth's side.
Oh, wow, so that time difference is down to 12 minutes, looking at the elevator times. So I had a timestamp for when Korenth started his elevator descent.
Yeah, that makes sense. We figured that AzureCale was going to do 0 grinds on the way down. And should be able to themselves kind of blow through these elevator fights around the same speed.
Yeah, same tech, same strategies, but probably won't need to. If he gets his skips elsewhere that Korenth decided the little fights to take, that's even more time saved. So he's catching up quick as far as Rando goes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely closing that gap. Oh, ooh.
Okay. Oh,
This
that's
is still
right.
not great, but it's not over for Korenth yet. In attempt 1.
If he could get through this real fast and then use the menu glitch, that'd be one way to handle it.
I mean, good news is like Wipe to Lavos 2 is not that big of a setback. Oh wow,
Did it.
incredible,
Bad lad did it.
incredible. I love to see it. I think Korenth was on the bad side of like just not getting enough HP, or was that AzureCale in the last race? I might be mixing. It's AzureCale. 33 hit points left on a Lavos bit to win, and yeah, okay. Chad's. I wouldn't want to miscredit that, but I think Korenth was on like the right side of that in terms of that last triple kick. Whew. How would you be feeling after coming out of that Lavos 2 fight? I think I would be like pretty amped right now.
Yeah, having that like burst of adrenaline and dopamine all at the same time.
Because I will always forget that I put a green dream on someone and be like, have that wild swing of emotions of like, oh no, I wiped, and then be like, wait, no.
Finger on the reset button, like, oh wait, it's not over.
Moving the green dream over to Luca. Amulet on Frog. Really probably not needing the hero medal that much. Got AzureCale taking on the Muscle Dino Bros while this fight continues. Are we gonna see the legendary multi-bit strategy here? We're gonna play it safe, take down middle bit, or we're gonna play it wild and take down the left bit. Who knows?
Now you can like do a fine balancing act of keeping knocking out the one bit, leaving the other one near death, and you focus on right bit until you need to take out that bit, and you sort of cycle the bits, left to middle.
Yeah, we're really hoping for that multi-bit. I love it, but if we're spot on, it's kind of like softening up the one so that as soon as left bit revives, we take down the middle bit. Definitely playing it safe, getting some healing going on.
Yeah, again, neither runner feels ahead no matter what we know as watchers. So Korenth is probably thinking, I need to get through this fight in one try.
Yeah, and even if we feel ahead, Lavos can always say no.
Those hands are ready to eat everyone.
Those hands are huge, and if they start slapping the wrong people, then we're in trouble. So far, I think Korenth has been excellently handling what Lavos has been doing. Identifying their current attack pattern and reacting accordingly. Been a lot of lightning so far. Yeah, which is not...
It's been focusing on heals, so Ayla and Luca can dish out the damage.
Healing up Luca. Gonna have to get them some MP here.
I know one of the bosses near the end here dropped a gold stud. Yeah, you can see it on AzureCale's side.
Ah, so they maybe don't need it then.
Well, I know Korenth's Luca definitely has that green dream.
Yeah, that's true. We saw that get moved over.
So she's going to be slurping up the remaining mid-ethers.
Now the middle bit's down.
Ooh.
Green Dream activated.
A full life for her. Or life 2.
So AzureCale, about 12 minutes back, heading into their Lavos fights.
You know, coming from a 17-minute deficit, that's respectable. This pathing didn't need gear or grinding through the end here.
Let's see, I was saying notes. I have not been doing the math on brain bits remaining. My gut says it's in the like 3 to 5k left range.
Or go all out on him.
Just throwing bombs, dropping swords. Defense coming back up. Defense coming back down.
The Mega Elixirs, but those Lapis M's actually would probably come in handy here if we need a round of MP for everybody.
Yeah, that's very true.
There it goes. Korenth securing the win. We will have a game 3 later this week.
That's right.
GG's in chat.
Game 3. When things get the realist.
Before we get the runners in here, make sure you drop a follow on them. We're joined by Korenth here in studio.
Evening, guys. That was a seed.
That was a seed. You heard it right here first from Korenth. Quote that printed. Congrats, GG's. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Means I got to do it again on Thursday.
Yes, you do get to play more Jets of Time in the tournament.
Yeah.
Head the back to the wall.
Yeah. I'm really curious to hear what route Azure took, knowing that you had Magus Castle available early, but knowing that he likes the early Mount Woe, I was like, dear God, I've got the Magus Castle. He's going to climb Mount Woe and get the Dreamstone and be able to go through Tyranno Lair and just absolutely obliterate me.
Not this time.
Oh, did you climb Mount Woe?
I did.
Okay, what was on there?
Thomas Pop.
Oh.
And not much for gear.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah. It was truly a woeful mountain.
Yeah, that sounds pretty terrible.
I got a question in from chat from Moon Blizzard for Korenth asking why you went with the amulet instead of the hero medal for Frog there.
So my rationale was Frog was, well, I didn't think Frog was ever going to attack anything, and even if he did, I didn't think it would push me over the 3,000 damage threshold to do to kill left bit in one turn. So I didn't think Dropkick would do that much. So my thought was, I'll put the amulet on him so that if I get random spell status, maybe he'll take the hit and be okay. Definitely during the Lavos too, I didn't want to get hit by obstacle sleep and not be able to heal people before the poison if I had misjudged my timing. Ended up not being a big deal, and I swear that putting an amulet on someone makes them the automatic target of that remove defense status protection attack the left bit does, because it doesn't matter where I put the amulet, it always finds it.
Yeah, I feel like that's not true, but it also feels true, and so
yeah, yeah, it definitely feels true.
Yeah, it was definitely both of you took pretty similar pathing. Korenth, you got your go mode first and was about 17 minutes ahead, but you had some grinding to do, and AzureCale you were able to make up probably like 5 or 6 minutes in that final dash, but Lavos was not too nasty. And I was curious, Korenth, for you, like what were in terms of what were you looking for at that grind spot? We were speculating you're trying to get that Fire 2.
So I did check to see how many tech points it would be to get Fire 2, because I wanted to have it for the double golem fight if I could. In case it ended up being something like double golem or double elder lava spawns or something where I needed some single target damage, because Luca wasn't going to do anything resembling single target damage without it. And I thought I had it calculated outright and ended up like 13 tech points short, so intentionally took the extra scout fight in one of the switch rooms to get Fire 2. That was the thought process, and I realized, I should check for that Fire 2 after I started my track down. I was like, wait, I need to know that number, and yeah, I missed my math by about 10.
Very good, very good. And Name Pyro, do you have turn it over to you. Have any questions for our runners today?
Yeah, Korenth, you brought Magus in for your Rogus fight?
Yep.
Or then you brought them again? What was up with that?
I wanted elemental coverage for the Magus fight in particular. Also, I wanted to have Magic Wall available since I didn't have any barriers. In general, since I was going to have Frog in the fight, I'm going to have the Massive Moon. I feel like I probably was going to do more damage with Magus being able to hit all of the elements except for fire, and Luca had that covered. And got really lucky because he targeted Shadow 2 or 3 times, so I got to actually use Dark Matter. But Magus was there specifically for the Magus or Robo Magus fight, and yeah, I did not want to use him in the final party when I had Luca available.
Okay. And Azure, did you feel bullied by that fight? With the
Significantly bullied.
Yeah.
You would not flip to fire once at all.
Yeah, I think I got 1 fire hit, but I had 2 or 3 shadow hits in a row, which was really nice. And I am so grateful that Frog unlocked heal relatively early. That made the seed a lot calmer.
Very nice, very nice. I suppose for either runner, anything you're looking to change up heading into game 3, or is it just kind of stick to your game plan, hope to execute and get some better luck and see who comes out on Thursday?
Hopefully I'll have some time to practice tomorrow. My routing felt clunky today, and I'm not happy about it, but just a little rust to work off from the couple-week break.
Yeah, and I definitely want to work on my non-boss route, getting all the shopping and stuff in, because right before going to Magus Castle, I was like, oh, I need to go get shelters. Come back to Magus House. Oh, wait, I never turned in the Nageta Bromide. I need those tabs. Go turn that in. And I feel like I did 2 or 3 back and forths there. I was like, no, that's wasting 2.5, 3 minutes. That's a big deal against Azure.
Very nice. And then, yeah, in case anyone's curious, the Dreamstone we were hoping was on top of Woe was actually in the desert.
Ugh.
And Robo was at the back of that cathedral. So, in a different timeline where someone checks the back of the cathedral, there was definitely a alternative path to the end.
Do we know who the boss was at the back of Cathedral?
Let me look real quick. I can tell you.
Because that would have been a very interesting if that was a beatable boss with no magic.
Aku was saying it was Lavo Spawn, which would have been
that's
pretty
beatable.
Easy.
Yeah. Man, that would have been a very quick go mode, and it would have been a much nicer one because Ruby Knife was sitting there on Xenon Bridge.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit on stream, I think, but for each of you, how do you decide when you're gonna go to the back of the cathedral versus not?
I go to the cathedral when I'm level 25.
Yeah, basically. Every once in if I roll a starting party that is no quest characters, I might go back early, but it's just not going to happen if I have quest characters, even if I see them somewhere.
Yeah, the fact that I had the hero medal at Snail's Stop meant there was no chance because I knew I would go check who's in Frog's Burrow, and that would give me that information later. So there was no chance of doing straight to back of Cathedral at level 6. I agree. It's if you get the Magus, Ayla, Chrono party, maybe you go with it. But it's so common that you can go to the back of Cathedral and run into something like Mega Mutant or something with Magus, Ayla, Chrono, and the sum total of your magic damage is Chrono knowing Lightning 1 or Slash. And that just feels horrible.
Yeah, it really does. I think the boss rando makes it feel riskier.
Oh,
to go
absolutely.
back there.
For sure.
And Xenon Bridge would be almost as bad, except you are guaranteed to get 2 techs on 3 characters if you don't have Magus. And we can reset out a Xenon Bridge if it's a terrible item too.
I don't think I have any additional questions for the runners. Inane Pyro, anything you wanted to ask that we missed?
Just who thinks they're going to win Game 3?
I think it'll be.
The
I
audience
think
will win Game 3.
yes, and I think it'll be close. I mean, I think every race I've done against Azure, this tournament, the last tournament, they're all like plus minus 5 minutes. So they're always good.
We will see Thursday. Same bat time, maybe different bat channel.
Yeah, that's right. Stay tuned for that Thursday channel. But yeah, I want to thank AzureCale and Korenth for being on the stream and entering the tournament. We can't have tournaments without the runners. Definitely thank Inane Pyro for being on co-commentary, as well as Aku for pushing the buttons so we know what they got when we didn't see it directly. Shout out to SpeedGaming for hosting us. Like we mentioned, Thursday. I think it's same time, 6 p.m. start Eastern. We'll be back for Game 3 to see who goes on to face All In to determine who faces Zelfer with a very long break in the winners bracket. He's getting rusty, I can tell. I didn't see him in chat today learning, so
Thinks he's too cool for that.
yeah, just sitting in the finals, waiting for someone to come through. But yeah, thanks to everyone for putting on a great race, and catch you on Thursday.
Good night.